do it in an affectionate way. So we met then. Frank and I grew as friends. As we constantly played as the big men on the b-ball courts. As we turned into college basketball there, pledging and joining Zeta Psi, obviously, and of course attending many Penn State men's basketball games, all of which the two of us attended every time to watch the Penn State men's basketball team because Frank decided that it was always the year that Penn State was going to win something. I went simply for the Coke and chicken fingers every time while my parents swiped the card. I think Frank was on the same boat, but he actually thought they were going to win every time. Even when we stormed the court when we beat Wisconsin, when they beat them as the last place team in the division, me and Frank were the two out in the center court doing this one day.
It was their first win.
It was their first win. See? Still will think this forever. What many of you may not know, though, actually, is that Frank really became a brother to me when he stayed with me and my family for an entire summer during his internship junior year. And I can't actually thank him enough because he truly became a brother to me then. And actually, I wasn't around much. I was sleeping constantly, and he was more of a brother to both of my brothers the entire time. I would be sleeping in my room trying to wake up for my 6 a.m. internship while Frank was downstairs laughing as loud as he can laugh, as everyone knows, watching Family Guy with my youngest brother the entire time. So, Frank, honestly, I think it shows how much you love your family, how you love your friends, and you truly became a brother to me at that point. What has always been apparent, as I said, is Frank's love for his family and friends, and of course, his love for Maggie. Therefore, just on behalf of Zach and I, we just want to thank, all of those who came to share, and all the family and friends that are really here to share, and all of their brothers. So we just take this moment to thank everyone, that's here, all those who passed that can't be here, and then welcome, and all the future friends and family that Frank and Maggie will hopefully, welcome into their lives. All right.
I'm going to go back to so, for those of you that I have not met, my name is Zach Wood. I also went to Penn State with Frank and pledged to Zeta Psi with him. And we actually lived right next door to each other in the house for several years and became pretty close. So we've been friends, very good friends, for about 10 years now. And every single year we've actually become closer, which is something that I think is rare. It's great. And it's really made me appreciate my friendship with Frank. While we were at Penn State, Frank never understood why he was unable to find a girl with the total package. And to Frank, a girl with the total package was one that is beautiful, intelligent, humorous, and supportive of his obsession with professional sports. And the reason that Frank was unable to find such a girl at Penn State is because she was waiting for him in law school in New York City. And despite the fact that Maggie is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, she's a very special girl that Frank is lucky to have, and looks absolutely gorgeous tonight. And so I'd just like to say, please raise your glass and toast to the bride. So my father's advice for this speech was to take a traditional approach. He said, what you should do is sing the praises about Frank.
Another song?
And touch on his great qualities. So I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but I don't sing. And I can't lie. So Tom and I had to resort to plan B. Plan B was telling you embarrassing stories about Frank. What you have to realize, though, is Frank is a lawyer, and he made it very clear to us what our legal position is on this speech. In fact, Tom and I didn't realize it, but he actually had to sign confidentiality agreements long before we were selected as the best man. And had we not signed these confidentiality agreements, we would have been able to tell you many embarrassing stories about Frank at Penn State and how he obtained the nickname Frank the Tank. Although I can't get into these details publicly, I can tell you that since the time that Frank met Maggie, his wardrobe has gone from mesh basketball shorts to Burberry. his cuisine has gone from Donnell's deep fried chicken to gourmet recipes by Maggie. And he has transformed from Frank the Tank to Maggie's little bear. And he's never been happier. So, I'd just like to say, you guys are perfect together, and Tom has a few words of advice.
All right, so we're going to finish here with some few words of marital advice for Maggie to deal with Frank. From Zach and I, since this is what we endure most of the time anyway, so now it's all on Maggie. So the first is one, make sure not to serve Frank any spicy food if you plan to spend quality time with him that night.
Oh my god. Embarrassing? No, nothing.
Second, you must stay up to date on all things NBA and NFL. And do not plan any special events on either draft day. Third, Frank needs his plain black and white t-shirts, as they are always in style. Fourth, make sure to just nod and agree when Frank promises that this year is the year that Penn State men's basketball team will be good, and you'll be doing that for the rest of your life. And finally, Frank takes longer than any girl we know to get ready, so allow for ample shaving and primping time, and probably bring extra Band-Aids because we know that he does not do that. So those are just some words of advice from Zach and I to Maggie. And once again, obviously we think that, the two of you are just absolutely perfect together, and we are both honored to be your best son and your wife.
Thank you.